Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between oGs and Dimaga here on Kulas Ravine. We have Dimaga spawning as the green Zerg on the bottom left hand side. Meanwhile, we have oGs spawning as the blue Zerg over here on the bottom right hand side. Now, a couple of the comments I've been reading are like, hey, you don't sound excited enough during the beginning portions of the game, and really, I really don't know how to be too excited when I'm watching drones mine. If I don't, yeah, sorry, drones mining. I know this should probably be a great game of StarCraft. A lot of baneling action, a lot of Zerglings. We'll see how Dimaga and oGs decide to play this, but I don't want to be artificially excited about drones mining. During a couple of times during the game, I will raise my voice. I will get excited. I will get pumped up, watching great plays, watching a great micro, great macro, great strategy, and I hope you guys can appreciate that style about me. And also, if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe. Just trying to get my subscriber count up, trying to get a little bit more exposure, trying to get YouTube sponsorship, so I don't have to always break up my videos into multiple videos, as that adds some additional time and energy and effort into my uploads. So if you guys could go ahead and subscribe to me, I thank you very much. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, Dimaga getting a extractor before getting that spawning pool. So this is a pretty standard opening now for Zerg. In a Zerg versus Zerg mirror match, what this allows a Zerg player to do, if you haven't heard me already, is it allows a Zerg player to get the metabolic boost that much earlier. The metabolic boost is absolutely critical. In income-wise, yeah, it looked as though the extractor was just a little bit late. Spawning pool was a little bit earlier for oGs. No, actually the spawning pool is about the same, so not really sure what the difference is between these two armies. And then, yeah, Dimaga also having a little bit more minerals at the same time, so a little confused on how this is all really working out here. Dimaga, both players sitting on 15 harvesters, and still now just mining out. Overlords now moving on out as well. And this is going to be a fairly even matchup. Now on Kulas Ravine, in a Zerg versus Zerg, there's always the potential that your opponent is not spawning on the bottom side. And now, going into a Roach Warren. So oGs going into a Roach Warren, while Dimaga getting the metabolic boost. So perhaps the Roach Warren build, yeah, oGs not getting that many Zerglings. Yeah, only getting 2 Zerglings and not getting the metabolic boost. So going to be saving that gas for those roaches, and those roaches are a much stronger counter towards those banelings. The only problem with roaches is that they move so slow until they get the movement upgrade, and then you can't really lay down creep in a Zerg versus Zerg mirror match, because if you lay down creep in a Zerg versus Zerg mirror match, your opponent's Zerglings just outrun you anyways. So in comes this Roach Warren, and we should start seeing some, 3 roaches now being produced, a baneling nest being put down by Dimaga. So we'll see who's going to really be winning out in this particular battle here, banelings or versus roaches. Overlord now in the air, and investor and harvester income sitting at 14 and 16 with Dimaga and oGs respectively. So both players fairly light on economy. It really needs to get some additional mining. Nice Zerglings, almost able to do a run by, able to escape. That one Zergling is just trying to do as much scouting as possible. There's another Overlord now moving out, and now the metabolic boost from Dimaga. So Dimaga with that metabolic boost is going to go out and engage. Unit-wise, we see 4 roaches versus 12 Zerglings. Those roaches, I don't know, the roaches, now that they cost 2 food, and perhaps they really should go back up to that 2 armor originally. Never thought I'd say that, but yeah, the roaches kind of need a little bit more oomph than before, just to give them a little bit of a better sticking power, because 4 Zerglings can easily take out 1 roach. When those when you consider and that's considerable, like the same two size army there. In come these Zerglings, so Zerglings perhaps going to try to do a quick run by, and we have a queen here, a queen guarding this position here, and very nicely done by oGs. oGs, if you look at his base, has completely, essentially walled in his creep. 1 queen sitting here, there was roaches sitting here, and then there was roaches sitting up here. Those Zerglings had nowhere to really run in. And really, oGs cannot afford to engage with this, and now building a baneling this on this backside, so those Zerglings will not be able to engage there either. And roaches now moving on out. Unit APMs of both players sitting in the 223 and 129 for 129, but oGs now moving out with much stronger much stronger army. Let's take a look at, let's take at oGs's camera view here. So just moving out, I'm gonna go ahead and move on out with these units. Gonna try to engage some of those Zerglings. Now just gonna go back to that everyone view. No, everyone view does not automatically work. So some of the keyboard shortcuts still not working yet. Blizzard, please fix those. Anyways, Roach is now going to go ahead and try to engage those Zerglings. Zerglings, with that metabolic boost, able to outrun those slow Roaches very easily. And now more Zerglings still being produced. Two Banelings held back over here, as now we are still spawning larvae. Production-wise, we are getting a Spire. So Dimaga now taking the tier 2, already laying down that early Spire, as Roaches are going to be pressuring this front door. Will these Roaches scurry away, or will they be able to deal the damage they need to? Two very well protected Spine Crawlers now coming in, almost able to take down that Queen. Oh, 4 Spine Crawlers, so that is a lot of Spine Crawlers. Baneling coming in, one Spine Crawler already down, another Spine Crawler gonna get taken down, and now Zerglings continuing to fight back and forth. That one Queen may get taken down. Down it goes. So Dimaga is now going to be very far behind production-wise. There is one Spine Crawler being built back in the back of the base over here, and another Spine Crawler being looted. So the spawning pool will go down. Will he be able to get down this additional Spore Crawler here? Not quite. The Spine Crawler here, it looks as though he will be able to, as those Zerglings now trying to engage. Zerglings trying to run around, but those Roaches are so grouped together that those Zerglings were not able to get a quick surround. Another Spine Crawler getting taken down. However, that Spire will in fact get up, and that is going to be very difficult for Dimaga to really counteract this. An additional Queen should be trained up if he does not already have one, and that is going to really be an issue. In comes the Spire. Roach is trying to stick along this backside, and now we have Banelings coming in. So these Banelings, are they going to try to sacrifice themselves in? Not sure. Will they be able to take down perhaps these Spore Crawlers, or are they going to try to go after the layer? No, going to try to go after the whole entire mineral line. So the mineral line just completely taken down. And wow, Dimaga down to only 7 Harvesters. Production-wise, he does have 2 Mutalisks, or 3 Mutalisks, and 1 more Mutalisk on the way. So Mutalisk now being forced to deal with these Zergling as opposed to trying to deal damage in the base of oGs. Zerglings just trying to force these Mutalisks to stop any sort of engagement, and now those Mutalisks gonna go ahead and run back out. How is this gonna work? Banelings getting splashed there, so not really moving quickly enough, as now we have 4 Mutalisks in the air doing a little bit of an engagement. Will those Zerglings be able to get in? No. Those 2 Spine Crawlers will be able to fend off this whole entire attack. So it's 6 Harvesters versus 20. oGs definitely has an economic advantage, but he is severely behind in terms of technological or tech advantage. He does have 2 Queens though, and should have a 3rd Queen. Now 3rd Queen momentarily, and now needs a tech to tier 2. And those 3 Queens with transfusion will be able to hold off any of those 4 Mutalisks for quite some time. I guess I can take this time and say stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between oGs and Dimaga here on Kulas Ravine.